Hey there, guys. So today is the 75th anniversary of Batman's first appearance in Detective Comics 27, and so I thought I would just do like a little list of my 5 favorite Batman stories of all time. Um, Now I say that, but in actuality I mean 5 that I picked right now that are my favorite, because I have so many Batman stories that are my favorite that aren't on this list, but are still, in my opinion, some of the best stories. So I just picked some, a wide variety is kind of what I went for here. So, coming in at, oh, and they're in no order really whatsoever, except for the very last one that I'll get to, because it's tied between two things, and they're my 2 favorite Batman stories of all time. Anywho, okay, so coming in at 5, although not really, we have Arkham Asylum, written by Grant Morrison, art by Dave McKean. Um, Basically, the inmates take over Arkham, and Batman has to fight his way through his entire, well, not his entire rogues gallery, but through a good portion of his rogues gallery, and just the artwork is so stunning. It's not traditional, and it's just a beautiful collaboration between art and words. Just, Okay. Coming in at number 4, and I might be a little bit prejudiced because this guy is my professor, but I'm going to go with The Court of Owls by Scott Snyder and art done by Greg Capullo. Basically, Scott introduced a secret society that exists within Gotham called the Court of Owls, and they have like this uh, team of assassins that they train, and it's just a really cool new history added to Gotham. We get a bit of, I can't remember his first name, but Bruce's great-grandfather. We get a bit of him and how he, like, created Gotham. It's a really cool, like, nice, urban myth building in the Batman universe. Alright, coming in at number 3, we have Batman The Long Halloween, which takes place during, the earlier part of, Batman's, career. Sorry about that. And basically, Batman is going up against this killer called the Holiday Killer, who murders people on different holidays, one each month. And basically, it's Batman working with Harvey Dent, James Gordon, racing to try and discover who the Holiday Killer is before he claims his next victim. And meanwhile, he's trying to stop a war between the Maronis and the Falcones. So, lots of fun stuff happening there. Really just a great... Oh, and it's Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, so that's a powerhouse team that you should read anything they do. Okay. Coming in at number 2, possibly my number 2 favorite Batman story of all time anyway, so maybe that was right. I am talking, of course, about Neil Gaiman's Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader. In one interview, Neil was talking about how he got this gig. Basically, DC phoned him up and was like, this is what's going to be happening at the end of, like, this run of Batman, which was right before the New 52. Do you want to write the last issue of Detective Comics and the last issue of Batman? And he said, when they make an offer like that, you say yes. Anyway, it's really cool because it actually takes place after Batman's death. The overall plot concerns the wake of Batman, taking place in the back of a Gotham City bar, I believe on Crime Alley, I think. And essentially during the wake, a number of figures from Batman's life, both good and evil, step up and tell different tales of Batman and how he eventually died, each one of them taking credit and giving unique histories on his life and death, sort of to illustrate that it doesn't really matter how Batman dies, but just that, like, it affects all of... it's really cool. It's really well done. It ends really, like, in a really perfect way. It's Neil Gaiman, you guys. I can't... Neil Gaiman's perfect at pretty much everything. So, you should read his Batman, because it's Neil Gaiman and it's Batman, two of the greatest forces on this earth. Coming in at number 1. Sorry, I'm shaking my camera a lot. I don't mean to do that. Coming in at number one, we have two stories that are tied, both written by the same person, Frank Miller. They are Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns. These are this is like Frank Miller's masterpiece, in my opinion. It chronicles the beginning of Batman's career and the very end, or not the very end, but like the end of Batman's career. So, Year One covers Bruce's return to Gotham, his transformation into Batman, sort of figuring out what it is his crusade actually needs to be. And it set the tone for Batman in the modern age. Like, undeniably, the dark, gritty, like, Caped Crusader that we know and love, my parents are dead, and, like, all of that stuff, that all comes, I mean, the parents are dead thing has been, forever, but Frank Miller just took it above and beyond. Then The Dark Knight Returns takes place 10 years after Bruce has hung up the cowl. And he sort of looks around and realizes that he hasn't left Gotham in a better state than it was when he started, so he realizes that he needs to come back. And it's just a stunning story, both about him and Carrie Kelly, this new Robin. It's just... I can't... I mean, I don't want to say anything more because I don't want to spoil it, but it's just... It was Frank Miller at his prime before he went crazy. It's amazing. Also, DC did animate three movies, actually. One on Batman Year One and two on The Dark Knight Returns. It was a two-parter. Highly recommend checking them out. They're both excellently done. And they're almost perfect translations of the comic to film. Well, not film, but animation. Anywho, that's all I've got. This is a very long video. I apologize for that. Yeah. Woo, 75 years of our favorite Dark Knight. Alright, I'm gonna go and probably watch some Batman, the animated series, because why not? Bye, guys.